Amiga, we have to talk about Cannes. During my first job, I created a blog for fun. I only wanted to talk about pop culture. You remember Britney Spears, Paris Hilton. That's why it's called Stupid Girls, because of the Pink song. Stupid Girl. The persona of the blogger became more important than the blog itself.
You were one of the pioneers to have the 1 million followers.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go.
Me and Mario were at Milan Fashion Week. I realized everyone was looking at me. I was like, okay, I got it. And then my boobs were showing because I forgot to put the bra. For me, it was very hard to be reduced to an outfit of the day. I'm more than this. And then I started to talk more about lifestyle, about innovation, about business. Imagine when ChatGPT and whatever tool for AI is more popular. Critical thinking is going to be very crucial from now. Independence is feeling that you can do whatever you want without caring so much about what other people think. We did it, guys.
We did it. That's the. And then I think you did your thing, yes. And then we are here. It's a full circle. Hi everyone, I'm Mara Genovese, the CEO and founder of Engine Power, global integrated market agency, and this is our Beyond Marketing podcast. Today is a very, very, very special day for me. My guest today is Camila Coutinho, Brazilian influencer, content creator, and entrepreneur, and the founder and CEO of GE Beauty. I know Camila for over 10 years. Camila was my first client at Engine Power before Engine Power was Engine Power. So I worked with Camila for 3 years, managing her to create and develop her international career. We have a lot of stories to tell. I'm so grateful to Camila for everything we have been, through together, for the good days and the bad days. And we have a lot to tell from our experience of working together. Camila is such a great inspiration. So she's been working within the industry of influencer marketing for over 18 years. She was one of the pioneers in Brazil, creating her blog, Garotas Estúpidas, Stupid Girls. And from Stupid Girls today, she's one of the biggest influencers worldwide. And as I said, an entrepreneur, a female power that inspired so many other creators around the globe. So today she's here in London with me in our studio. And I cannot wait for you to hear the amazing story behind the success of Camila.
Amiga. Guys, in Brazil we say amiga.
Amiga. Yes.
Someone very close.
Oh my God.
I'm super excited to be here.
Can you believe it?
No.
You're here live
I just
in
told
London.
Ma that when I got in here, I've seen so many pictures, since you came to this building, but to really walk, it feels like a movie. Because I saw you through your whole career, growing since the beginning, almost the beginning, because your story is very,
the beginning.
Yes, and so it's very nice when you see things like this. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
and I'm
to
so
us.
happy. Yes, to us. Camila is one of the pioneer influencers in Brazil. She started her career 18 years ago.
18 years ago. Not 80, amiga.
18. Oh my God.
But it's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's like I'm the grandma of blogging.
Yes. So she started with her blog, Garotas Estúpidas, which in English we can translate it to Stupid Girls. We're going to talk about it. Why Stupid Girls? But she started her blog, and from her blog, the rest is story. Today, she's also an entrepreneur. She's one of the biggest influencers, not just in Brazil, but worldwide. And she's, very well known for creating content that is beyond the look of the day. So Camila, it's very intelligent, very smart, and her content brings us a lot of information when it comes to the industry of influencer marketing and where the industry is going. Cami.
I love my intro.
Yes. But maybe you do your intro yourself to everyone. No, Camila's been here before on our podcast, but 2-3 years ago.
Yes, during the pandemic.
So
it's completely different now.
Exactly. Yes. And so much has happened since then.
It's true.
But maybe just do a quick intro to everyone about you.
Okay. So I always wanted to work with creativity. I wanted to be a designer, a fashion designer before. So during college, during my first job, as a designer, like assistant
because
of
you
the
were a
assistant
designer.
of the
I forgot
assistant.
that.
Yes. I created a blog for fun. I only wanted to talk about pop culture. You remember Britney Spears,
Yes,
Paris Hilton. That's why
Hilton.
it's called Stupid Girls, because of the Pink song. I don't know if
The
everyone
Pink song.
remembers, but yes,
Because-
Y2K,
yeah.
you know? And then I really fell in love with communicating. I didn't want to go to my job. I wanted to be at home at the computer like the whole day. And I got one sponsor. By the time I got my first sponsor, I was like, okay, I'm going to drop this here because I live with my parents. There's no need for me to, they pay my bills, so I can take more risk. So I was full-time on the blog, and we really started everything that is on the ecosystem today, because there was no look of the day, no first-person writing, speaking first person. So it was all about the blog, not the blogger.
It was about the content.
There was no Instagram. So for me, that's very good, because it gives me a lot of perspective of where things may go from whenever we start to think. So I created Garotas Estúpidas blog, and then Instagram came, and people were talking more first person, and the persona of the blogger became more important than the blog itself. So that's when I split the two brands. And
Camila Coutinho and Stupid Girls.
yes, I bought my ad at Instagram because there was this girl also called Camila Coutinho, so I paid her, and she gave me my name, our name, because we had the same name. So that's when I realized I needed to work on my personal branding, because that was the era of the blogger as a plastic. I mean, we know.
Yeah.
Everything started from like Girl Next Door, a girl I could relate to, and then it went from this to super celebrity, stylist, makeup, fashion week. Remember?
I remember.
That
really
was
clear.
our era when we
Yes.
worked together for a long time. And then I started to realize that my following was seeing me very from almost in a glass,
Not accessible.
not
It's
accessible
just
at
like-
all. They couldn't relate with me. And I discovered this while I was creating G Beauty, my hair care brand. And I discovered that people didn't relate with me anymore. I was very distant. So that's when I got the courage to bring more vulnerable moments, talk more about other things, and then fashion. Pop culture wasn't in the table that much anymore, but fashion was like second layer. And then I started to talk more about lifestyle, about innovation, about business. That's, in the end, what I like to do. So I think that's how I got here. Yeah.
It's a brief summary of how you
Yes.
got here, but it's been a long journey, right? So I think there's not many people knows, but like me and Camila, we work together.
Yes.
I
was Myra's first client.
Yes, Camila was my first client, and we met before I started the
Yes.
business
Officially.
officially. Yes, and Camila, we were friends, and then like she approached me and asked me if I could represent her because she was starting her career internationally.
Yes.
And then when she said about our time, is because when we were working together, when I was representing Camila, the fashion Instagram was very different from the fashion Instagram that it is today,
Yes.
right? So do you think at that time was more real or less pressure than it is now? Because like we talk about fashion weeks, and fashion weeks more and more become more pressure of like,
Yes.
how you're going to position yourself, the look of the day, the best picture, the best, like the crew that needs to be
Yes.
around you. Do you feel that it's more pressure now to be a fashion influencer than it was before, or we think is it the same?
I think it's always pressure, but maybe a little bit less now, because there's so many ways you can go, so many like different ways. In the end of the day, it's way easier to way harder to try to be perfect, because no one is, than to be yourself. It's very hard to be ourselves. We are always concerned about how people are gonna look at us, think about us, judge us. So the human being is very concerned. So I think that now people are a little bit more comfortable on being who they are. So you see like a lot of influencers with like a breath of fresh air, the way they cover fashion weeks, they were there, position themselves, create content. Back then, there was one formula. And we would be like trying to fit. And that was like exhausting. Even for us, we were exhausted. Yes, because we were like, okay, how many shows we have today? We don't have
the shows. My God, it was all about the quantity of the shows. Like, if you have only 4 shows,
you're a loser.
I'm not going to Paris Fashion Week because how are you gonna go and you only have a 4 invitation?
Yes.
Plus the pressure that was not just about the invitation. You have to be first row because how there I can't like you are if I go and then I have to be on the third, on the fourth row.
Changing outfits there like was 5 times a day. I was
the looks of the day. Guys, there was like 5 looks. Yes,
me and Mario were at Milan Fashion Week, and then we finally got a Versace look for me to wear to the show.
Yes,
I don't remember. I think it was Versace show.
It was Versace, yes.
And then I changed in the car and I walked, and then the photographers and all I wanted was to be photographed, to come on Vogue, Runaway. I don't know, whatever. And then I realized everyone was looking at me. I was like, okay, I got it. And then my boobs were showing because I forgot to put the bra.
So it was not about you, it was about the boobs.
I was feeling a wind. A wind. I was like, okay, what's missing? And then this is so ridiculous when we start to think that we wanted to... I think this is why I quit. Not quit. I don't like to say quit because I may go in September. But I felt
change
like
direction.
I needed to go outside and look from outside because I was like, I don't know why I feel this anxious. I'm not an anxious person. And I was feeling anxious every time I would think about going to a Fashion Week trip. That's because it's very hard to compete. To compete.
Yes, because you end up looking image. Around.
We are more than a picture. So for me, it was very hard to be reduced to an outfit of the day. I'm more than this. So how can I show that I'm more than this?
And I think because you said that, because now we can see, like, especially like people that know you since the blog day, to see where you are today, and then I can tell from my own perspective, you have matured a lot.
Yes,
but not just mature on your personality, but mature on the way you do content, right? Because you, as I said at the beginning of the podcast, it's beyond the look of the day. It's beyond what you're wearing or your hair or your makeup. So you're creating more content that is a content that is a mix of educational content. Yes. It's a mix of bringing innovation to what you're creating, or information that we don't know yet. And one thing that I love that you do, and I always mention that to brands and to influencers, that you became so organically when you're creating content for the brands that are paying you, that you're telling your audience that you're creating content because you're being paid.
Yes.
And I really think that this is genius, because you become more real, more accessible. Yeah. Where does this coming from? Where you're gonna do like a public day that you talk on your Instagram? I have to do this
more. Yes.
Yeah, I'm obsessed because I think it's genius. So you tell your audience, like, today's my public day. I'm doing this, this, and that. But that is great, because then when you go and see it, but how you become like that person where you go like, it's okay if I tell that is a public that I'm paying for to be doing this, but I wanted to be upfront with my community and tell them how they engage with you when you are that honest and transparent about your content.
Do you like to be fooled?
No, I don't like to feel like a fool at all.
Do you trust someone that fools you?
No.
That's simple. It's simple. People don't like to be fooled. People don't only trust when you say the truth.
Yeah.
Truth is credibility is something you build.
Yeah, you don't gain.
Day after day. You don't gain credibility, like you sleep and people believe you. So I started to realize that I had to have a more straight connection with my following. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get them to trust me. And not only because I want to sell things to them, but because I also say, this, don't buy. Or this, I mean, this buy, and I'm not making money from this. And also I wanted to bring them content that would like give them, how can I say? I feel that my mission, like you, when you get in here, you realize that this is not only about money, MG Empower. To give people things that make them think, makes them like be better on their lives. So I think we'll all here, we love money, but not if making money is apart from this feeling, I don't want to make this money, you know? So I don't know if I'm making this understandable, but I feel like I have to give precious things to my audience, whether it's a product tip or is an advice. So when you make that environment healthy and people know they're going to find nice things they can trust, then it's very easy.
And did you feel like when you started doing this, you get more connected with your community?
Yes, because by the time we stopped working together, because back then there was another formula, I was not feeling like, how can I say? I was not feeling myself, because I was lost trying to fit everyone else's boxes. And I didn't find pleasure on doing my branded content and on doing my ads, on doing, you know, and people feel it. So I wasn't selling that much. So by the time pandemic arrived, and I was still getting a lot of contracts, even though, but I used to be like, okay, I'm doing this. I wasn't, passion was not there anymore.
Yeah.
So by the time pandemic arrived, I stopped doing ads for 2 or 3 months because I didn't find it respectful to do it. And by the time I got back, I was feeling so much more relaxed, because pandemic put everyone in kind of the same.
You have to stop for a while.
So and think. So by the time I got back, I felt more myself, because we little things like don't painting the hair like gray hair, and it made us feel more comfortable with ourselves, I think. So that's when I come back, it's different.
Because I think at the time, we were living in a generation of influencers that everyone was competing too much to each other, but not competing with it's not a competing with a bad intention. It's because it was important to be looking what other people were doing
all the time,
but not just because you wanted to be then. It's because like it exactly what you said, there was a formula, a box that you needed to be there. But then there was kind of like a paranoia, because like you have to say, okay, what that person is doing, what that person is doing, what that person is doing, and you have to follow what they're doing in order to be accepted, I would say, because brands were looking for the same formula. So because it's a combination.
But there's one thing now. We didn't have metrics back then. We talk about this all the time. There was this brand, can I say the brand?
Yes.
Dolce & Gabbana, when we were working together, they launched their makeup line and they hired me. First blogger in the whole world, they hired to promote their brand. And me and Myra were like, guys, you guys don't ship to Brazil. Like, why do you want to hire me?
Why do you want to hire
Brazil?
Camila?
And they were like, we love you. Like, go ahead, do it. And then I was like, okay, give me my money, I'll do it. And then I did it. But there was no metrics, even from Instagram, for them to measure if that was good or not. So it was more like, okay.
Was the number of followers? It's because you were one of the pioneers to have the 1 million followers.
Yes.
And I think to get to 1 million was not for everyone. So you, Chiara Ferragni, Camila Coelho, Ami Song. So there, you guys were like the first, influencers that got to 1 million.
Yes.
And that time, we talk about 2016, 17, to have 1 million was like, wow. And then brands wanted to engage with you guys, even you're based in Brazil or if you're based in whatever, because you had 1 million, and that's what that mattered, because there was no data.
Yes, there was no data, but now there's data. So I feel that now the ecosystem is more mature from the creative side and from the analytic side also.
Yeah.
So people can relax too and do their thing, be authentic, and the metrics will show how this can revert. It's not a beautiful feed anymore. It's not about a beautiful feed anymore.
Do you think that data transformed the influencer marketing?
Yes.
In a good way, bad way?
Good way. I mean, algorithms are very they're made by human.
Yes.
So they show whatever we are. But I also think that internet's the best space for us to try and get it wrong or get it right. So I think even brands or influencers, they should have like, I don't know, 70% separated to do content that they already know it's going to work, like a trend or a viral thing, something that is already working. And then separate like 30% for you to try, get wrong, get right, find out new formulas. Because if nowadays we see so many things that look the same, imagine when ChatGPT and whatever tool for AI is more popular, it's going to be like influencer 1,000 times more. You know, if you make like one podcast a day or one video a day, you can do like, I don't know, 10, 15. So I think critical thinking is going to be very crucial from now on.
When you say critical thinking, elaborate that.
And you have to listen. You have to get information in reference. I don't know if reference is the best word to use. From all around and different perspectives. This is the only way for you to create your view of something. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're just repeating the same formula that's already working for other people. Because a trend or a meme is a combination of things that together it's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
Like a music, an expression. It's a mix. And I love the meme culture. It's like fascinating.
I love it. Culture.
Brazil's
the best.
The best. So imagine for you to create a meme, you have to have a lot of reference. Same for critical thinking. You have to read. You have to listen to other people's opinions. You have to respect. Listen. So I think if you don't have, you just like doing the same thing as everyone. If you stop and think, why? Then you get further. That's where innovation comes from. When you think about the things you saw, you read, and then you connect in a different way, that's innovation. That's creativity. And if people don't realize that this is critical, they're going to be reading the same things, watching the same things, because algorithm only shows them what they like.
Wanted to read.
So the world nowadays is made for us not to have critical thinking. So that's why we have to break the bubble and find our opinion about things.
And how to break the bubble? How to break the algorithm?
To live. To go to places you've never been, to accept invitations, to go to things you never imagined it existed. If you have the chance, you travel, you talk to people, you're curious, you ask people things, you read, I don't know.
Live beyond the social media, you mean? Like it's just like outside, just to
real life.
And with that real life, you can have more critical thinking because you're exploring other things, you're experiencing other things, talking to different people.
Do you know when we go to South by Southwest, we go together sometimes. First time I went to South by Southwest, which is a creative economic festival, how can we say? I was like, okay, I'm going to go to all the talks on like digital.
Yeah, you get the app and you go crazy on the app. You don't know where to go. Exactly. It's just too many information.
Everything I wanted to see was like influencer marketing. And then I got to the talks, the panels. I was like, okay, I already know this. I don't like South by Southwest because I already know this. But then I was like, okay, the thing here is to go and learn about things you never heard about.
You never heard about it.
So I started to go to everything. I didn't even know what it meant, you know? And then I felt refreshed. So that's the way you...
It's a good example because I felt the same with my experience of South by Southwest. And then this year, I thought exactly the same. I will see things that I don't have an understanding, and I've all the talks that I went to was like all about psychedelic. Is it psychedelic? Yes, correct. Because I didn't have any understanding about that, and I left South by South. I was like, wow, this is the word that I never thought about it. I wanted to learn, but I learned a lot, and yes, it's just like how to explore themes and topics that you don't know, but then can add value for what you're doing, right?
Because we don't know everything.
Yes, we don't know everything.
We know nothing. We know a little fraction. Everyone is a genius. Everyone. No matter what they do for a living, no matter. Everyone is, how can I say? Everyone is as stupid and a genius at the same time because there's things you know I don't.
It's true.
So it's very important for people never lose their curiosity. Never.
Well, Cami, and then I think the other day that we were talking behind the scenes, so we were talking about, you actually mentioned at the beginning about vulnerability, right? And because we work together, but also like I work a lot with other influencers, it's not everything that we see on the screen, on the stories, is that a reflection of your life, right? So it's not everything that we're putting there that is really...
It's almost nothing.
It's almost nothing. Yeah, it's almost nothing. And I don't know if you mind if I'm saying that, but when we were working together, you were going through a divorce, right? So you were married and you were going through a divorce, and it was during the Paris Fashion Week, and you have to go because it was work, and Fashion Week was a big pressure for you because how can you not be there, right?
Pressure
and
from
then all of the
all
place, and then you went there the moment that you decided that, you know, your marriage was coming to an end.
Yeah.
So how, as an influencer with that pressure, maybe I think now you have less pressure because you're the maturity, but like it's important for people to understand that the other side, that there's not everything that is there that is actually what's happening. And you mentioned something to me the other day that you have to put a face that you were happy, that everything was perfect. Or maybe you didn't tell me. I think I heard on your talk in Portugal at Web Summit now.
Yes, true.
And I love what you said, that at the time you didn't want to open up about what you're going through. But if it was today, you would do differently. So how do you measure, or how do you balance, okay, so this is my personal life, I don't want to do there to my followers, but at the same time, if you don't talk, I see on the comments of your followers, like, where is whatever? What is happening with this in your life? Do you feel that you have a responsibility to your community to tell them what's going in your life if they question you about your life?
No. I'm going to say almost the same thing as I said on Web Summit. Boundaries. Not only on social media, on life. People don't have the direito, the right, to get their question asked at the time they do. They don't have this right. And the only way you educate them is boundaries. So my audience already understood, because I've been here for 18 years, so people know me for a long time. I joke that I'm the Harry Potter. People grew with me. I grew with the people. And so people already know how I work, you know,
how you function.
How I function. And I feel that the best way for you to be vulnerable and to share things with your community, it's whenever you feel like. Because when you go through those moments, those very hard moments in life, you need your time to understand what's going on. Everyone needs it. Like, okay, I'm going through this. You never know the real thing when you're going through. It's like neblina. How do you say it in English? It's like fog.
Yeah, it's fog.
It's foggy. So when you get out the fog, you see, okay. I don't think my audience deserves I think, how can I say this in English? My audience deserves my view on things when I already took the lesson out of it. They need the best. I'm going to give them the lesson I learned, not the problem I'm going through.
Very good. So they need the lessons that
best thing I can give my audience.
Yeah, it's true.
Lesson.
Very, very strong, that quote.
And the only way I can give them the lesson is living through the moment with peace and clarity, so I can take my lesson from that problem. Otherwise, it's just going to be me crying.
Yeah, because there is a lot of people, they do that. They I feel the responsibility to share with you that I'm going through whatever. And then sometimes I go like, why do you feel that responsibility?
Why?
Yes. But it's good that your view is just like, it's not about that I'm not going to share. I will share once I go through that, when I've learned from that, and I can add that value from my experience to my community,
to my audience,
to your audience.
To my community. On the right time. I think this is the best. I think if you have a public life and you're thinking about it, this bothers you, the pressure and everything, don't feel pressured. And I think when you feel like you own the moment and the problem, share. Otherwise, it's just like polemic and views, and which is good too. But I don't like, for me, because I love what I do, and I want to be doing this for a long time. So I want to be healthy during my journey in my work, I don't know, my professional life. So I don't want to go in a rocket, you know, and then I'm not going to have health to continue. I want to be like balloon, you know.
You said about healthy. Do you think mental healthy is important into your industry, in your world?
Completely.
But when we were working together, the mental health was not a thing.
No,
right?
no,
so
not at all.
We wouldn't even talk or know what is mental health because like lessons
Amiga,
from...
we have to talk about Cannes.
Yeah, so that's a good lesson.
So
we did Cannes Film Festival, I think it was 2017.
I think first blogger that went.
Yeah, no, we did first. Camila was the first one that walked the red carpet with Chopard. That was 2015. But then we continued to do it.
Yes, sure.
But then, as we're discussing now, at that time was all about quantity, right?
Yes.
So how many red carpet tickets you have, how many outlooks you have to walk. So how many partnerships we would do throughout the festival was all about having a lot of paid content, a lot of partnership, because there was a pressure. If you're at the film festival, just to do the red carpet, come on. So you have to do more. But then today is just like a lesson learned that is, guys, so stupid that film festival is all about walking the red carpet. That's it. If you go there for walking the red carpet, deal done. But in our time, it was just, no, you have to have the party of Naomi. You have to have the Far.
Stay at the Martinez.
And you have to stay at the Martinez. So it was a lot of pressure to do a lot of things. And then that specific year, 2017, we were under pressure to do a lot. And then I remember we booked Camila for everything. We booked her, I think, for 10 or 8 paid partnership for her to deliver in 5 days.
I had 15 clients to deliver.
Yeah, 15 clients to deliver in 5 days. Content mix of reels, video, stories, and photos in 5 days. And that was the pressure, because you have to deliver, because it's more about the quantity. And Camila started feeling really unwell. And I was just like, why she's feeling unwell? She's being ungrateful. She has 15 clients. She has that amount of deliverables to do. She's getting this amount of money. She's at Cannes Film Festival, and she's telling me that she's feeling unwell, that she has a headache. So how crazy.
That's why I have gratitude all around this building. That's on me.
And then you were like, guys, I'm feeling really well. And then you collapsed.
I collapsed.
She collapsed. And you collapse at the day that you have to go to a red carpet with Elisa Ab, because you have to deliver the jewelry brand, plus the fashion brand, the makeup artist, the hairstyle, and the car, because we had a car brand as well.
This was all partnerships.
All partnerships that she was getting paid for. And she collapsed. And I was like, that's very ungrateful. She's collapsing. And she has that up. Like, I remember I was like, Bia, what's happening with Camila? That is...
You know what? And I was going through a divorce.
Yeah, also. She was going through a divorce. But I didn't know the divorce.
You did, amiga.
No,
I already
didn't.
had silicone. You are...
yes. Okay.
You only do these things after you get divorced.
Exactly. So you actually just have done it anyway.
Yes, exactly.
And I said to her, I'm going to give, like, I'm sorry. Like, the thing is so naive. And I said, I'm going to give you some medicines. And you're not used to take any strong tablets.
But
I gave you a very strong tablet for headache. And then the tablet made you even worse than you were, because you're not used to take medicine. And then the medicine, on top of you having a breakdown. It's damaged the whole thing.
Yes.
But I said, you have to go.
Yes.
And then she went. She put the dress. And I remember exactly, was the dress with a lot of beautiful stars.
It was viral, this dress.
It was viral.
My boobs look amazing.
That's what I was about to say. Like, she looked amazing. And that day, she really had a meltdown. She had a breakdown.
Yes.
But she went to the red carpet. That picture, if you Google today...
It's on my book, this story.
Yeah. If you Google today... That picture went viral, but people don't know what was happening behind that picture that I was begging for you. And you said, Mara, I cannot do it. And I was like, Camila, guys, don't think I'm a bad person. We are being very vulnerable here and transparent about our story. But lesson learned here for me, because after a while, because this has been like, what, almost 9 years, then when I stopped to think, I was just like, this was mental health.
Yes.
This was just like us trying to go to the extreme, because I was tired too. Because I felt the pressure that I need to make you a star at any cost. But I was exhausted.
Yes.
But now if you stop thinking, this was like meltdown, breakdown, mental health.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. At that time, I never thought like, okay, I'm not going to the red carpet. But I thought, okay, I need to breathe. I need some time here.
True.
How do I do this so I can make it through? Because for me, it was also very important to do it. But, I think my divorce was very connected with this reaction, because I had a very long relationship. When I split, I felt like a baby. So I felt like I was questioning my capability of doing things, because I felt like a baby. I started dating when I was 16. So that... I was very mature on my professional side, but I was a baby on the relationship side. So it mixed it. So, and also I had a lot of pressure, because we went to Cannes and I had 15, like Myra said, 15 clients to deliver.
In 5 days.
In 5 days, and time we didn't sleep and everything. So I was like foggy when we were waiting for the makeup artist to arrive. And then my sister, which was there to take my pictures, she's a photographer. She was like, Cami, you look weird. What are you feeling? She's very sensitive. I was like, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm, So I was like, okay, I'm going to lay down for an hour. I'm going to do my own hair. And then I have more time to like relax before I do the red carpet, if I only do makeup with the professional. So that's what we did. But I was very tired. Yes. And I didn't know, mentally tired also.
Yeah. But now today, do you think, like, especially on your industry, that mental health, it's people are more
concerned,
aware of it?
Yes, I think so. I don't know how to explain. I'm forming my thoughts while I speak, but I feel like when people start to be vulnerable and share, like we're doing now, people are more comfortable to share their stories too, and to admit they have gone through this, or they have this feeling, But I think we have responsibility on taking care of ourselves. We cannot, I cannot say like, okay, Myra calls me, or Myra, because I have responsibility to feel my feelings, understand 100%. Them, and give Myra or whoever boundaries, and you give me your boundaries to protect yourself. Our parents cannot do this for us. It's only on us. So I think our lesson to bring home is to understand we have to take more care of us. It's not, we have to think of ourselves as individuals and protect ourselves from who's getting on our boundaries, and even ourselves. We are our worst bosses.
We're our worst bosses.
Because we put pressure on ourselves. So we have to keep taking care of our mind, of our like well-being, so we can be happy, because we are very privileged to work with what we love. People around the world, people usually don't have this privilege. They work to pay the bills raise their families and everything. So we have privilege. So why to burn that? Because we go to the extreme, because we don't know how to take care of our pressure and expectations, and
Yeah.
So we have to protect that so we can keep doing what we love.
But now you're much more I think, like, again, knowing you, so I can feel like you could now, that boundaries and that protection, it's now you're very strong about that. But I think it's something that you have learned throughout the years, right? And one thing that I've noticed about you, because when we were working together, you have that sense of really worrying about what other people are thinking about you, or do they think they're gonna like this, or do they think they're gonna accept this? But now I feel like you don't care. Is it true? Because
true.
That's my...
Of course, we all care a little bit.
We all care, but I mean, like, but
care.
it's not more about acceptance anymore. And before, I think you are very much about being accepted. Do you think you've changed on that? So you're less worried about being accepted?
I am. Because I had the courage to break through, talk about things that I felt that I knew. Like, first time I went to South by Southwest, for me was a special moment on my career, because I was like, okay, I like
when
this.
you didn't go to the fashion weekend
To
and
go
you
to
decided
South
to
by
do
Southwest, because
yeah.
I'm like, okay, I like this. I feel special because not everyone can come here and watch those panels and then translate these in a way people understand. People were going crazy about my coverage. I was like, okay, this is something different. I'm not only one, but I'm the first to do this, and it is very hard. It's a mountain that is harder to climb than to hire a lot of like beauty, makeup, whatever squad and do pictures. Not that this is bad. I do this even nowadays, but this is a mountain that's harder to climb. So I felt, okay, I'm distance, and then I can relax a little bit. I can chill and think about different things I can do to put me in a place of authenticity. And we don't see the way through authenticity because we are blinded by what we think people think about us. This is the key, guys.
Do you think you're authentic?
I think I am. I'm getting it more and more. Yeah. I'm not 100% because I live in this same world as everyone. And I'm 36, so I was educated in this world. So sometimes I look at a picture of like, okay, maybe I should fix this. Maybe I should I do this still. I cannot lie. Yeah, we live in a world of but I feel like I've gone a long way. I mean, I'm satisfied. I'm getting better and better. And I think it's like freedom when you get to this point. And Duda, my friend that's here looking at us, one time we were at the beach. This is on my TED Talk. And we were like, okay, this must be amazing when you're a grandma, you're like 80s and you can do whatever you want, think whatever you want. You don't think about what other people think about you. So we can do whatever you want. And then we're like, why do we have to wait until we are 80 to feel this way? I want to feel this way now that I have money, energy, health to live my life. So I think the earlier you understand this, the best is going to be your life, your journey. Yeah.
And how AI is going to affect all of that?
I think we were talking before about the way algorithm makes you see only what you want to see is very dangerous. So to be authentic, to form your opinion, to know what the world is, you have to be interested. So you have to be aware of how algorithm works, of how AI works, to know how to burst the bubble. You have to be aware. That's why I think education is very important.
It's very important. It's something you do quite a lot, very often about AI, ChatGPT. You have done a lot
Whatever I understand from it, I try to teach my audience so they are educated to live in a better way through the next decades. They're not going to be easy, and they can be awful, and they can be amazing. It's going to be made by us.
It's going to be made by us.
Yes.
Quickly on J Beauty. Can I see the products of J Beauty? Tell us about J Beauty. It's your new baby, right?
This is not official. So
this is not a paid public, guys. Okay.
The full line here, guys.
But it's okay. But this is the baby, right? This is the future. This is the AI of Camila Coutinho, right?
I don't know if this is the AI, but this is I'm gonna show those because they can illustrate the concept.
Yes.
So there's the line is 7 products, guys. So you go on Instagram, you can see the full line GE Beauty at GE Beauty. The concept is this is all clean. This is all best ingredients, sustainable, recyclable, recycled.
Yes.
30% of the package is already recycled. And the thing is, during our lives, we were always told to buy the beauty product to fix things we didn't like about us.
Yes.
So we made this customizable. The boosters are for you to customize the main product. Because you, Mara, when you're in the shower, you're like, okay, I like my hair. But today I feel like I need a little bit more of this. I'm not telling you what do you need to buy.
Yes, it's you
reflecting during your bath moment on how do you want your hair to look like.
But you created because of your own experience with your own hair?
These two, but because I wanted to bring something different to the table, other than just another influencer brand. And also because it was a trend on the beauty market, but only on skincare. So we didn't on hair.
On hair. And this is how you're putting a lot of time and effort as an entrepreneur now, right? Because there's Camila Coutinho, the influencer, the content creator. Now there's the Camila Coutinho, the founder, the CEO of J Beauty, plus the Garotas Estúpidas, which is a media channel.
Yes,
it's quite a lot. But this is a very natural evolution for you, right? Yes. As more and more become more of that empowered women entrepreneur. And are you enjoying being a CEO of your brand?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of aprendizado.
Learnings.
I think I'm getting a lot more mature through this. This project
but I can
is
tell
making me way more mature. So I feel that everything in life is like it feeds you in a way.
Yeah.
But you have to be open to learn the lessons.
It's a business that is going to consumer and have to understand the consumer, the data of the consumer. Oh my
God, that's a lot of work.
The packagings, the ingredients, the new formulations, and the launch. Yes, it's a lot.
But it's amazing. I'm extra happy. And we really want to bring something different to the beauty industry in a way that women feel more comfortable with their hairs,
more confident as well. You brought a lot of diversity as well.
Yes.
And what
Brazil is a more diverse country in hair care, in hair types in the whole world, and we consume beauty more than the Europeans. We are very we love beauty.
It's incredible.
So I think we deserve to feel comfortable in our skins and hairs and whatever. Yes.
And soon to be available outside Brazil. Watch this space. Cami, I think first of all, again, guys, I'm so grateful to this women here. It's our story is the full circle. It's a full circle. Everything I've learned around influencer marketing was because of Camila, that we once gave the chance to be, my first client 7 years ago. And if today we are here, Cami, and I'm gonna emotional, shall I cry on a podcast?
We are almost
I'm so grateful to you, and then everything I've learned, everything we've been through together, and I'm gonna cry. Is that
Mara? You can cry. Gives more audience.
No, but it's just gratitude. She's gonna say gratitude is everywhere, but for me, to have a grateful heart is
it's the most beautiful thing. Yes. And I think the same.
And I'm super grateful. And the team is out. They know our story, and then to have you here today in London and now in studio, it's crazy full circle.
Yes,
right?
It is. But nothing. I mean, everything is for a reason, and you are very, very talented. Always was, and very hard worker. Very everything. So this you deserve. And I don't even think this. Como é que posso falar? We didn't even think this could be this.
No, exactly.
Yes,
so
that's amazing. I feel like I'm in a movie today.
Is it a movie where we went to the past to this?
This.
No, it is when you imagine that I would be doing my own podcast, I've become an influencer. This is insane.
So if I can say, I'm super proud to watch this thing going on, and you getting mature yourself. We did it, guys.
We did it. That's the, and then I think you did your thing, and then we are here. It's a full circle, and that's the beauty of the power of women, right? So that's why I love about empowering each other, empower female business, because I think we're not there yet. So I think we need to use more of our voice to continue to empower women, to continue to empower women to be at the top, because this too, we see a lot of on social media talk about, feminism and women in a position of CEO and president, and sometimes because of social media we get an impression that is already there, but I can tell you it's not far from being there. So we need to empower more women. We need to empower more female besides Instagram, beyond Instagram, and then and use our voice to tell everyone that it's possible, that
in a natural way.
It's
possible
100%.
In a natural way.
Exactly. So guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Today we took a little bit longer, but I'm sure you have not regret to listen to the whole conversation. So Camila is a great inspiration, and I think, probably you as myself have learned a lot from her. And if you don't follow Camila, just make sure you do, because her content is very authentic, it's very educational, and it's very inspiring. So Cami, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure
for being here. Yes. And we will do again in 3 years' time, because we're still going to have a lot of topics to cover. And if you're not following us yet, please make sure you do on Apple, Amazon, YouTube, and Spotify. And I see you guys on our next episode. Thank you so much.
Big kiss.
Big kiss. Bye.
Amazing.